Welcome to my world, bitch. The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
They're here.
Happy New Year, listeners, and welcome to the Supernatural Occurrence Studies podcast.
So sporadically paranormal.
My name is Jason Knight, host of the show, and with me, as always, is
Oscar Spector.
producer extraordinaire and podcast co-host. Well, before we begin, I just want to wish all of our listeners a very happy New Year. I hope 2025 brings you peace and happiness, and health and prosperity.
Especially on the 20th of January.
The January 20th, what's that?
That's when the guy gets sworn in again.
Oh my God, the guy.
Yeah, I don't want to mention his name. Fuck him.
Oh, no.
I'm saying that. It's my opinion. It's okay. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so...
I live in Chicago. What do you expect from me?
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. That is a democratic machine.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for sticking with us this long. We're going to continue to bring you episodes throughout 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, we did a good job this year, and we really did a good job last month in December.
yeah, December was great. December was great.
Yes.
So anyway, Oscar, happy birthday, man.
Oh, my
Happy
God.
birthday.
That's right.
New Year's baby.
I legit forgot.
I forgot it's my birthday.
I mean, as of this recording, I'm forgetting it, yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. How old are you now?
41.
Mink, you're 41 years old.
Yeah.
If we had this bottle of whiskey opened already, we're going to wait till the second segment. We
Yeah.
would toast right now. But we'll
Oh,
toast
yeah.
your birthday here
Thank you.
after the break.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Send me Legos to P.O. Box. No.
Oh, God, this guy is a Lego crack addict.
I have a problem.
You really do.
I also like hoarding them before building them too. So I'm like a squirrel with all these nuts. I don't know what to do with them, you know. Anyway, moving on from that thing I said. Thank you. Obviously, Happy New Year to everyone. Any New Year's plans on your end?
So, this is time release radio, right?
Of course. Yes. We're not recording this on the 1st or
Correct.
the eve.
Well, this is, it's not even Christmas yet. This is the 21st of December. So on the 26th, we're leaving for Florida.
Right.
So for New Year's, we're either going to be spending it at a lakeside restaurant out in Central Florida.
And much better weather, right?
Much better weather.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we'll be maybe Tarpon Springs or St. Augustine, something like that.
Cool.
I want to have dinner on the water somewhere, whether it's the ocean or whether it's a lake.
So basically, folks, that means that you have some time. No, you don't have some time because when it comes out, it'll be too late.
That's right.
To go find Jay out there. He just told you locations.
You know, this is
St. Augustine and some restaurant by a... Just look, man. Just look for him.
it's 106. This is the 162nd episode. I didn't mention that at the top of the show. I'm waiting for that day. 162 of the. Actually, it's more because we have bonuses. We have Patreon.
We've done
we
a
have
lot of things.
Unnumbered stuff that we just kind of threw out there for shits and giggles. Probably over 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Are very damn near close. I'm surprised no one's recognized my voice out there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not that surprising. It's happened to me. I think I mentioned it once.
I'm tooting my own horn.
No, I get it. But also I get it. We are broadcasting a lot. Yeah. I mean, more than your average man for sure, right?
Absolutely.
Not more than your average TikToker, mind you. They post a lot of weird shit that nobody watches, but still. On my end, that's great, by the way. That's great.
Yeah,
better
so
weather,
that's our plan.
all that.
Yes,
great.
what is your
Great.
plan?
Mine is nothing major at all. I always do an alone me evening on New Year's Eve. Over the last about 10 years, unless I have a girlfriend, I kind of just run solo. And by solo, I mean I go out in Chicago, not downtown, but usually out there. I pick a bar, I hang out, I meet new people.
Good for you.
The last 4 times I've met and hung out during New Year's with new people.
Wow.
Last year especially too. I still have them on my Instagram, but we don't hang out after. Like it's been just a New Year's thing. I never saw them again, but I met with new people. Last time I went to Delilah's bar.
I know it well, yeah.
That's one of my favorite.
Haunted.
My favorite dive bars in the city. It's just
Absolutely.
my personal favorite. A lot of punk music. It's great. And I went there. And I always have a persona too. I say little different things. Like, I'm just playing it up. I'm just having fun with it. I just have fun with it. I was having a cigarette, one of the few I allowed myself. And I was outside and met a guy and we started talking. And then I ended up bar crawling with them, ended up at Mother's in downtown.
Oh, I remember Mother's.
That night. And we spent New Year's in the train trying to get to the fireworks in time. We missed it. But we hung out with him, his friend, that's a girl, not a girlfriend, and her mom, who just visited from Russia. So I got like all this background on these people and everything. So it was great. It was one of those.
That's a lot of fun.
That was last year. So hopefully this year maybe something similar.
Oh shit! Send us pictures or something. Send me pictures.
I do have pictures of that night and probably others. I could. You're right. I never share any of it. But
well, it's interesting.
I have them, man.
That's a very hard thing. Not a lot of people could do that. I couldn't do that.
Of course you can.
No,
you're a gregarious man.
I am not. You know me.
I met you in a gregarious time period of your life. Maybe I just think you are.
Is it? Just, I think I'm not a people person. I'm just not a people person.
I'm not a big people person either. I just go there and it's like a challenge, like a fun. I'm not me kind of night.
Yeah, no, I think I think it's great.
Yeah,
I wish I could do stuff like that, but I couldn't do it. It sounds.
Oh man, that story was so great last year. I can't believe I never mentioned it on the show. I remember the guy. His name is Samir. I believe his name is Samir. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. That's the main guy who I befriended that evening last year on New Year's Eve, and we were at, I think it was Mother's, and we were talking, right, and we saw these two girls, hot, young, 20-something. They're also all 20-something. I'm by far the oldest person, by the way, in this. Other than the mother, I'm the oldest one. And he was like commenting, like, "Oh my God, they're so cute." I'm like, "Go talk to him." I'm like, "Just go talk to him. It's no big deal, right?" He's like, "No." He was like one of those, like he was shy about it. I'm like, "I got you. Follow me." And I just went up to the girl. Like, "I just want to say something. You're very fucking pretty. You're the prettiest girl in this fucking bar right now. This is my friend Samir." And they talked and they switched numbers.
Really?
They changed numbers.
Look at you, matchmaking too.
Because I left right away. I just left them to do it. You know? I just came up to her and said, "I just want to say this." I said it. "This is my friend Samir," and I left.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a wingman, dude.
Yeah. I was just like, I'll just do it. Whatever. I'm not me today. It's okay.
True. Yeah.
She happened to be a tourist. She's like visiting from Minnesota or something.
Whatever happened with Samir and this girl?
I don't know. We texted a little bit, like the next month or so, like every other week. But I mentioned that I asked about it. Nothing serious, I think. But they did talk, and I think they did hang out. But I don't know.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they got married all because of you?
That'd be insane.
Well, that's a New Year's story.
That'd be insane.
Wow.
So,
well, fun. Let us know. Let us know what happens, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Be safe out there. Chicago's getting crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's getting nuts.
It's okay.
But and I think you also said,
yes, I do.
If I may, you have like a ghostly story for us.
Yes.
This is really rare. If you're a new listener, you don't know this, but Oscar, he's kind of the cooler. When we would go out there pre-COVID and we were traveling and reporting from these crazy places, interviewing all these people, and you would never experience anything.
Super rarely. I did experience something every once in a great while, particularly famously for me, memorably for me, was in Ohio.
The Riders Inn.
That was the one big time that I did get something. So I did get something that's strange. Don't know if it's really supernatural, but seeing as how the location kind of thing works, it might be. So I mentioned on the show before that I playfully say that my apartment that I live in, it's haunted, a little haunted. There is something up there, a ghost of some kind, maybe an energy of some kind, a person that used to be. I've always called her Margie. I don't know if it's a her even, but I just say, "Oh, Margie's acting up again." Every time we hear something. Every once in a while, it never stops really. It does happen every once in a while, pretty consistently. It's just not enough to say it's not every day, it's not every week, but it's enough where like if it's been a month, you're like, "Oh, you're about to hear something. You're about to get something," and it's hard to explain. Jess, my roommate, has experienced weird things, especially when I'm not there. She'll be like, "Hey, are you in your room right now?" Like, no. Like, then who turned on the lights? Stuff like that in the kitchen or whatever. Like, okay, well, that wasn't me. And like I turned them off. You left and they were off. I'm like, "Yeah, I did turn them off." And she's like, "I didn't turn them on."
Damn.
So things like that would happen. And then cut to 3 days ago. This is what happened. I was getting in the shower. Took forever to get it hot, but whatever. I went in, and as I was like fixing my hair to get away from my eyes and start like lathering up and all that, for a split second, I covered my eyes. I was like wiping the water off my face. And as soon as I did it, I saw a hand,
Dude.
like coming at me, like not coming at me, maybe like a hand I was noticing in front of me. It was hard to explain the difference. It was a second.
I'm getting goosebumps.
It was just a second. Like I doubted I even saw it, but I know I saw it. And nothing else happened. That's it. Like that's it. And I said, Margie. I just said that. Like, stop it or something, like she's a cat or something. But that's all I saw. It was a white hand. I saw the back of it, so it's almost like the back of the hand was moving past me. I don't know what it was. It was very strange, but it wasn't my hands because my hands were down already, and it wasn't my hands because they were whiter than mine.
Wow.
And that's it. It was so weird.
It has to happen in the fucking shower, too. The worst place to go.
Very vulnerable position.
100% vulnerable.
Yeah, you're right. So that was weird. And I don't know if I'm like, I know I've also been a little sleep deprived, but not enough to say I'm hallucinating. It's not that bad. So I don't know if it's that either. Yeah, it happened.
Well, I think for you to say that, it might have been something because
it was just
very
a
rare for
glimpse,
you.
very fast, and that's it.
That's the way they usually are, man.
Yeah, that's true. And also, if listeners remember when Lexi Raven used to be on the show, she would also say many times that the apartment was haunted too, and she mentioned a lot of things that I don't remember anymore, but that she experienced it way more than I did. But yeah, so that's something. Could be that.
That's a horrible story, bro. So does it give you a certain vibe? Because you chose a woman. You chose Margie instead of Bill.
I just like the name Margie, I think.
Oh, so it didn't give you any sort of a vibe? It's a womanly vibe,
I
feel?
could lie and say that there's a vibe or a
I
subconscious
appreciate
thing, but it's not. It's just the name I like, and I went with it.
Got it. Okay.
But it was fastly picked. I usually pick names pretty fast on things. So so I don't know. When I'm writing a story, the first two names that come up, those are the main two characters. Like that's it. I don't think about it any further.
Margie, okay.
So Margie was the first name I came up with, but I always treated it like a fun thing, and it's never been violent or creepy. I never felt that creepy.
So you were creeped out.
That moment, yeah, I was like, "What was that?" Like what was that? Was one of those things. But then I proceeded to shower because nothing else happened. And what am I going to do? Wait for another? What the fuck is gonna? I moved on, and I'm not freaked out anymore. But it did happen, and we're a supernatural podcast, so.
No, always bring it for sure.
So
great story, man.
Thank you.
Sorry it happened in the shower. Was that hand kind of reaching down?
Nah.
Like, oh,
one can hope.
What?
No, I'm kidding. No.
What? That's not. I mean,
yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I guess we had a little thing happen here as well over the past week. So as you could see, maybe I should put a picture of this whiskey collection.
It's a great fucking collection. I'm jealous of your collection.
I think I'll put it in this episode show notes. You guys, everyone's got to see this. So my cousin Corey Corlando, they got married. Oh my God!
What?
I'm looking at their bottle of whiskey. That was a groomsman gift.
Oh.
From Corey, and I'm like,
the one that's open.
But they got married back in May.
Yeah.
5/18/24, May 18th, 2024. I stood up, of course, but I said they got married because I was looking at that whiskey bottle. That's not the point of the story.
Okay.
So Corey and my cousin, his wife Jenny Banquiqui, they came over last week and they built me these. Well, Corey built me these new whiskey shelves made out of maple.
Tabernacle and fiberglass?
These shelves are made out of maple, and they have what's called the live edge. So it's bark on this outmost edge of the shelving. And in the light, because we have the lights turned off and shit, but in the light, you can see there's like dried moss in the wood and stuff. It's super fucking cool. And it's made out of, the supports are made out of plumbing pipe, and just looks really industrial.
It's like a rustic cool feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It is a cool wall. It is really badass. Like, I bring it up to others in conversation.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm really proud of this. So much like you with your Lego, me, it's whiskey.
Yeah.
Like it's
the way people are
bad
jealous of my Lego collection
habit.
is the same way I'm jealous of your whiskey collection. That's why we're able to drink a new bottle every time, folks.
Exactly. And we have another one tonight.
New to him, too. He hasn't opened a lot of these.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of people got mad at me because the thing with whiskey is it's meant to be enjoyed and shared with friends and loved ones. So
100%.
Hoarding whiskey isn't the right way to have whiskey. Anyway, so they were down here. Corey was building the shelves. Jenny was, keeping him company and helping here and there. And all of a sudden, she saw something down by over by the stairs.
You're kidding.
Right where we always see it.
Right.
That little weird black shadow thing that's at the base of the stairs.
Right.
and she got pretty freaked out, and she called up to
Really?
us and let me know that, hey, there's something going on down here.
Right.
So that happened.
Yeah.
Just another person seeing whatever we see down here.
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
don't know, folks. I don't know.
Well, as long as you don't experience it, you don't want to get freaked out.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm too old.
Yeah, well, remember in the
What a
past,
heart
we were
attack.
like, come at me, haunt me, bitch.
Oh, bro, for sure.
We used to be so cavalier.
No.
Now I'm like, just don't, not from these hours.
I don't want to be bothered by people. I don't want to be bothered by ghosts.
My office hours are 2 to 3 p.m. every other Thursday.
That's right.
On me then.
During leap year.
Right.
But yeah, so anyway, some cool stuff starting off the new year.
Excellent. Yeah.
See what happens.
Right.
How this year unravels.
We'll see. Should we take a break?
I think we should break.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome back to the show. Well, the lights are turned down low, the ceremonial candle is lit, and the drink is about to start flowing. Let's start this show. Okay, I am dying. Let's crack this. This has been a nice little trend we've got over the past 4 or 5 episodes. Maybe we're opening bottles, kind of.
Well, we've always drank, but
we
like
never really-
specifically opening or trying new bottles, no, you're right.
And
That's a
trying
new
to
thing.
describe it and just kind of give a little review real quick.
No, you try to describe it. You asked me, what's it like? And I'm like, it tastes like booze. But you describe yes,
It
you
tastes
try.
like it tastes like hatred.
Yeah, it tastes like apartheid.
All right. Oh my god.
What?
First Trump, now apartheid.
What?
We're never going to make it past that hump, are we, on the show?
What bar? Come on.
All right. So I got to open my little app here because this is. I just want to make sure I get it right. So this is Penelope. The brand is Penelope. It's out of the brand is out of New Jersey.
Is it not Penelope?
No,
No? Okay.
no, it's Penelope.
Okay.
Make me second guess myself. And this is the rosé cask finish.
Okay.
So this is a.
Oh, from Finland.
There's no.
Oh, it's like an N, not a finish. Not finish. Finish.
Oh my god.
You didn't know my joke? I thought you were with me.
Catch it.
You dumbass.
No, you jackass. It's finished. Rosé
okay.
wine cask. So it's a whiskey.
Got it.
There's no age statement on this bottle, but it said the whiskey's aged 4 to 5 years, and then it's put in for 4 months. It's put into. Now I can't speak French, but it's Grenache rosé wine casks from the southern Rhone region in France.
Okay.
So I'm expecting this to be kind of sweeter.
Okay.
It's 94 proof, so it's not going to be super hot, or it shouldn't be super hot or burning on the palate.
Okay.
And I tend to like sweet wines, so I'm curious to see what this is going to be like.
Okay.
Beautiful bottle. The bottle looks pink when it's sitting on the shelf, almost a pink hue to it.
Yes.
So it sits on the shelf. That's one of the things about collecting whiskey too, is you want to get like beautiful bottles so they just look great.
Yes. I mean, some of them I know you've gotten because the bottle looks cool, even if
100%.
the booze in it is terrible.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. But, there's kind of these etched rosebuds on the bottle. Really, really nice. It's a small pink label that says the rosé cask finish. Big P. Good-looking font. It's just a great-looking bottle. And I like the cap, the top, the cork.
I love that. I've never seen that before.
Looks like it's glass.
Yeah, like a glass cork. Right.
Let's see here. I'm gonna. Oh fuck me! I've had this for
Let's
a
see
while.
if I can let you open pickle jars on your own here.
We might have to edit, dude. This might take me a minute to open.
That's okay.
No dead air.
No.
So
Yeah.
I've had this bottle for a while, and I'm hoping, upon hope, that there's nothing wrong with this cork.
Yeah.
There we go.
You got it.
I'm going to get it on the mic, ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get it out.
Want me to try?
You want to try?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Try.
Not saying I will be successful, but why not? Try and get a good grip first.
Ooh. So is that whole thing glass with just kind of...
Yeah, it is. Go ahead. Sniff it.
That's really nice. Oh. That does smell some kind of a fruit. All right, let me pour you first.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Here we go. Don't do it.
Nah, I'm just sniffing it.
Okay, well, here is to happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy New Year's. Let's see what this is like.
Crazy Kwanzaa.
I definitely smell like this white wine smell, for sure. So, like, if you're a wine drinker and you're drinking rosé, you could definitely smell rosé, for sure. Fruity, yeah. All right, let's taste it.
Yeah. I like that. I don't hate it, but it's funny because I don't like wine at all. But this weird fusion of whiskey with rosé, because I would never drink, not never, I have drunk before, like in weddings, and I just hate most, if not all, wines. But this is not bad. Actually, it's giving me an idea for a gift for someone, so I'm going to take a picture of it.
Okay, yeah, go for it. It's good. I am tasting fruity. I'm tasting vanilla. Think of, God, this is so weird. Think of, here.
It tastes like the third time I got laid, not the first two.
Well, sometimes, after a few tastes, you let it open up a little bit.
Right.
Do you remember Hubba Bubba?
The gum?
The gum?
Yeah.
Think of
vaguely, yes.
Think of that Hubba Bubba and take a sip.
Okay.
Seriously. Am I just fucking crazy? The bright pink gum.
Maybe a little I'm getting of what you're saying.
That's so weird.
But you could be incepting me right now. I don't know.
Well, it's true. I could be influencing.
Think of an elephant and how sweaty they are. I'll take a drink.
Think of my balls.
Think of my balls on a hot summer day.
Oh, God. Okay. We got to get to this show. People are like, just hurry the fuck up.
Yeah. All right. People are skipping 45 seconds at a time. They're still fucking talking about the rosé.
All right. You know what? Again, I think I like it. I'm definitely going to continue drinking it this evening.
I mean, it wouldn't be my pick necessarily compared to others I've had here, but
Fair.
It's drinkable. I will keep drinking it. It's good.
Cool.
Not bad.
Pour some when you're ready.
I will.
Pour some more. Pour for
Please,
more.
sir. May I have some more?
Archie Bunker. Okay.
I was doing Oliver Twist, but...
All right, let me get a sip of water.
Water.
So we're going back to UFOs. We're going back to aliens. Mm-hmm. We ended the year on aliens. We're starting the new year on aliens.
Well, we ended the year potentially on aliens. We don't know what those are.
And we still, so as of this recording,
right,
December 21st, we still don't know what the fuck is going on. More and more stories are, of course, listeners, we're talking about our
impromptu episode.
New Jersey Groans Over Drones episode.
Right. Which is 2 episodes ago, because we've had a Christmas one since.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So you got to stretch your memory back. That's what we're referring to.
Yes.
That as of December 21st, soon to be 22nd, we still don't know what those fucking things are.
Right.
And there's more and more reports coming out of missing radioactive material.
Right.
So more and more people are coming out and saying that those drones are sniffing out some sort of a breach somewhere. So some serious breach somewhere.
Yeah. I ended up seeing part of a Joe Rogan podcast about a guy that he had on there about this drone stuff.
Yeah. So we're still keeping an eye on that one, but we're going back to aliens because I'm not sure if people are aware, but on November 13th, 2024, there was a second landmark congressional hearing about this stuff titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon, Exposing the Truth. That was on November 13th. November 18th was the very first drone sighting over New Jersey.
Yes.
That's when it kicked off.
Right.
Coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah, hard to tell.
It's very strange.
It'd be much more of a connection if the congressional hearings were taking place in New Jersey. I'm sure they weren't, right?
I'm sure it was D.C.
I'm sure it was D.C.
But
right?
I cannot say with 100% because I didn't even think to say where they
Well, I'm just saying, maybe that would
sure
be
it's
something,
DC.
you know.
That would be fucked up.
Yeah.
But again, the timing, I mean, come on. That's suspicious.
No, it is. It is. It's enough for us to mention it. You can't just
Right.
you can't just ignore it. It's enough. Nowhere near lead, circumstantial at best, but it's suspect.
And what it would mean, what it could be, I don't know.
Right.
But that's when this congressional hearing happened, and then that's when the drone sighting kicked off on the 18th of November. So we got to, before we move forward, we got to step back a little bit because we've covered the first congressional hearing on this show in a twist straight out of a sci-fi thriller. A $2.3 trillion COVID relief package signed into law in 2020 by then President Donald Trump, now President-elect, set off this chain reaction that forced the U.S. government to confront its UFO secrets. Hidden within that relief package, called the Intelligence Authorization Act of fiscal year 2021, was a stunning mandate. The Director of National Intelligence and the Secretary of Defense were required to deliver a comprehensive report on everything they knew about UFOs. And the result? A bombshell report, first of its kind, titled Preliminary Assessment Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon, was released on June 25th of 2021. That document, filled with staggering revelations about UFOs, now officially referred to as UAPs, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon, sent shockwaves through the public and the government itself. And if you guys remember, we broke down that report line by line in episode 142 called The UFO Report.
Yep.
Back in August of 2021. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and do so, because that'll kind of give you some preliminary information on what we're going to talk about tonight, this second congressional hearing. Okay? Because now the situation has intensified. On November 13th, 2024, like I said, the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability held a second landmark congressional hearing, once again titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon, Exposing the Truth. During this historic session, the committee once again unveiled alleged classified UAP research programs, revealed previously hidden findings, scrutinized the Department of Defense's secrecy, and demanded greater transparency for the public. This latest hearing marks a significant step forward in uncovering the government's long-held secrets about unidentified aerial phenomenon. So in tonight's episode, we're going to take you through some explosive new evidence for the existence of non-human UAP activity, namely evidence that comes straight from a clandestine department and report, both called Immaculate Constellation. Oh my God. I just love the names.
I also kind of hate it. I love it and I kind of hate it. Who thought of that?
Dude, I know, right?
Whose job is it?
Immaculate Constellation.
I want to meet the people whose job it is to name these things. Because there's some really freaky ones out there.
If you don't want people to be interested and look your way, don't name it. Name it fucking Bob Shopping List, motherfucker. You know?
Or RF Project 2B or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, something so weird.
Dude, not Immaculate Constellation. That's a fucking dope
we can't say
name.
we're not dramatic in our government. We can be dramatic and
Very
fun.
true.
I mean, it's a little fun. I think it's trying to be a little fun, right?
I think so too.
I can't imagine it's not.
So we're gonna dissect the document's implications and delve into what this latest hearing reveals about the government's long-held secrets.
So if you're to, these documents and hearing can be pretty dry and boring, even if you are interested in the subject. So fear not, folks. We saw and read it for you.
Yes.
That's what we're really here for. Right.
Condense it. I tried to punch it up a little bit without eliminating anything.
Because, in these congressional hearings of any kind, in history, when you no matter what size of a bomb they drop on the mic, it sounds like a regular conversation, like they're having a Tuesday toast. You know, it doesn't sound like anything.
Great point.
Right? It's always like nothing.
There's some crazy shit in here, man.
Right. And they just say it and move on.
Move on.
Next question.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or if it's, something that maybe the answer is just too mind-blowing, they'll just be like, that's for a closed-door discussion, and they move on.
Right.
What?
Right.
Tell me, motherfucker. I don't know. So between the first congressional hearing, now this one, the people coming out and government coming out and saying we don't know what those drones are flying over, could we finally be seeing the end of UAP cover-ups? I hope so.
I really hope so.
Okay. On November 13th, 2024, the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability conducted that joint hearing again titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, Exposing the Truth. The hearing was led by Subcommittee on Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Government Innovation Chairwoman Nancy Mace, a Republican from South Carolina, and Subcommittee on National Security, the Border and Foreign Affairs Chairman Glenn Grothman, a Republican from Wisconsin, our neighbors to the north.
Right.
As stated by Chairwoman Mace and Chairman Grothman, quote, Americans deserve to understand what the government has learned about UAP sightings and the nature of any potential threats these phenomena pose. We can only ensure that understanding by providing consistent, systemic transparency, end quote.
Right. Basically one of the very precious few bipartisan issues I'm behind on.
So far, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, because both sides of the aisle are like, can we stop with this sleuthing in the shadow shit? Can you just tell us what's
Just tell us. Are we in danger? What's
It's one thing we all can agree on. The public, Republicans, and Democrats can all agree on this.
Yeah. Yep. Because Democrats and Republicans are both seeing this shit.
Yeah.
And experiencing the shit.
And they're beholden to their constituents, too, who want to know. Right. So.
Yeah. If they want to be reelected, yes.
Right. I mean, among other reasons like price of milk. Right. But yes.
Now, the hearing brought together 4 witnesses with diverse expertise in government operations, military aviation, and investigative reporting to address critical questions about UAP oversight, safety implications, and the balance between necessary national security and public disclosure, which I'm sure is a very tight rope to walk, but it's got to be walked. People need to know if there's threats out there. So the 4 panel members were, one was Luis Elizondo. Now, he's the former director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, or ATIP.
We talked about them.
We have, yep. And Special Access Programs Manager. Elizondo has extensive experience in UAP monitoring, particularly concerning sensitive military installations. He's also addressed issues related to alleged possession of UAP technologies by the United States and other nations, as well as the need for coordinated governmental responses and whistleblower protections. Luis Elizondo's also involved with To the Stars Academy, and
we also talked about them before.
We have, yep, with Tom DeLonge. I almost said Mark Hoppus. Tom DeLonge, singer and guitarist for Blink-182.
That's right.
So they're, and he's all about exposure, and he's big into the alien thing. So that Luis Elizondo. The second witness was Rear Admiral Timothy Gaudet, retired. He's former commander of the Naval Meteorology and Oceanography Command and acting administrator of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Gaudet has firsthand experience with UAP safety incidents during military exercises and has expressed concerns about overclassification and information suppression. He advocates for greater transparency, congressional oversight, and open scientific research into UAPs.
Yeah, he's, I call him the highest ranking man on the ground guy, because he had to hear all those reports as they were coming in throughout his command, which is a lot of people. Yeah. But where else do they have to filter through somewhere, right? That's the closest to the ground level you can, that's highest ranking
so
you can get
on this
to.
panel, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, man, he has knowledge of UAP incidents happening during military exercises. What the fuck?
Right. That's why we
crazy.
need him there as a witness.
This guy's not a liar.
Right.
He don't make shit up.
Right.
You know?
I wonder if it speaks, hopefully not negatively for him, that he, that he's retired. Like his awareness of the situation, his obligation to tell the public and be a witness. Hopefully, that kind of that decision didn't lead him to have to be retired in order to do it.
I don't know.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know.
It's like it's how some military people, maybe in the past, I mean, not maybe, for sure in the past, but hopefully not anymore these days, would only come out as gay, for example, once they retire from the military, because they don't want to repercussions, either legal or illegal.
Right. It certainly could be. He's like, well, fuck it. You can't take my career from me now.
Right.
My pension's in full swing.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Right.
You know, certainly could be.
Yeah.
Now, the third panel member was a man named Mike Gold. Now, Mike Gold, he's former NASA Associate Administrator for Space Policy and Partnerships, and he's currently the Chief Growth Officer at Redwire Space, a leading company in the aerospace industry. Gold served NASA's UAP Independent Study Team and has emphasized the role of civil and commercial sectors in UAP research. He highlights the importance of combating stigma, improving data collection and analysis, and leveraging NASA's international partnerships to advancing understanding of UAPs. It all makes sense. NASA's got the technology up there already.
Right.
Let's
It's a big
start
role,
sharing.
though, for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Huge.
Sounds heavy.
All this stuff is very heavy and heady, and
His calendar must be insane. His Google Doc calendar must be fucking nuts, bro.
yeah, watch, they have all these like UFO meetings
Right.
in Google.
In
Like,
Google, right, in Google.
Not even a paid version.
Not even
of Google, just a
DuckDuckGo or
free-
something safe.
Right. And the fourth member of this panel was a man named Michael Schellenberger. Now, Schellenberger, he's an investigative journalist, kind of popular for his work on government transparency issues related to UAPs.
Right.
Schellenberger has documented inconsistent responses from the DoD, the Department of Defense, and intelligence communities regarding UAP, and he's called for legislative action to enhance disclosure and accountability. Okay. Now, as you could probably imagine, a lot was revealed during this hearing. The existence of non-human UAP, the fact that our government is in possession of non-human UAP craft, the fact that humans have been injured during UAP encounters, all this and more were revealed during this meeting, but just enough. Because at the same time, there was a lot of, I cannot legally discuss that, or we could talk about that in a closed-door meeting,
Right.
and
No comment.
I
Right.
have no knowledge of that.
Right.
No comment.
Right.
I just suggest you watch the session in its entirety. You can find it on YouTube.
It's 2 hours long.
Yeah. Digestible, right? 2 hours. But for me, I think the most interesting thing that was revealed was that secret program and document called Immaculate Constellation.
I can't take it seriously.
Now, Immaculate Constellation is believed to be a highly, highly secretive, unacknowledged special access program operated by the U.S. government, designed to centralize intelligence and data on UAPs, on UFOs. According to testimony during this congressional hearing, the program functions as a comprehensive hub for collecting, analyzing, and monitoring UAP-related data, and it's allegedly been operational in existence for decades. No one knew this fucking thing was there. But there it was, churning out this data, collecting and storing this data. Now, whistleblowers claim the program includes classified, high-definition UAP footage, such as a 13-minute video showing a UAP emerging from the ocean near Kuwait, captured with remarkable clarity by advanced sensors on a military helicopter. 13 minutes!
Yeah.
This isn't a little flash in the sky by someone with a fucking Polaroid camera.
Or a hand in your shower.
Oh, I need a drink.
I know we're talking about like some of what you're hearing mentioned and the highlights. One of the things that before I forget it, one of my favorite little things that the hearing like further, was convincing and fun to check is that they also talked about those military videos that we promoted a few years ago, or less than a few years ago.
Like the Tic Tac, the Gimbal,
Go
the
Fast.
Go Fast, yeah.
Yeah, they further talked about them and used them as examples and evidence. Like it was mentioned again, meaning that they are real.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people were not convinced when they first popped online. Well, I'm sure a lot of people were not convinced. We were probably, but further convinced. It's cool to get more,
confirmation,
right?
Yeah,
that was cool. That was like a little thing, not a major thing. But.
Yeah. Now, witnesses allege that Immaculate Constellation operates outside conventional oversight mechanisms, keeping Congress and other government bodies unaware of its true scope, funding, and findings. Whistleblowers seeking to expose the program's activities have reportedly faced significant retaliation, including professional harassment, threats to their careers, and even personal harm. It's like it's like a Hollywood movie.
Yeah, it is.
Critics argue that this lack of transparency not only undermines congressional oversight, but also prevents the broader scientific community from analyzing the phenomena. Moreover, concerns have been raised about potential collaborations with private contractors, which could further obscure accountability and control over sensitive UAP-related technologies.
Do you think they have a printing machine just entirely used for printing NDAs?
Yeah, right. I'm telling you, man, this is deep stuff.
Yeah.
This is deep stuff. Not to mention the question of whether or not public tax dollars are secretly being diverted to this program to fund it.
I imagine it has to because they're all already government workers. It has to be.
I'm sure it is.
There's no way it's not because the fact that they exist and are working on it, if they're paid at all for it, and yeah, 100%.
Or is the funding like this, from some public entity that we have no idea who it is? Mm-hmm. They're the ones shelling money into it. Who knows?
Oh, like it's connected to some private investor of some kind?
Yeah.
I mean, that's possible too.
Some foreign government? Who knows? I don't know.
You're right. I mean, I won't be surprised for either or both.
Or all.
Right? All. Yeah.
The mere existence of Immaculate Constellation highlights the deeply entrenched secrecy surrounding UAP investigations and raises urgent questions about its goals. Is the program limited to passive observation and data collection, or does it actively engage in reverse engineering and experimental research on advanced, potentially non-human technologies? The panel answered yes to that question, by the way.
Yeah.
Apparently, the U.S. is in possession of such technologies and has reverse engineered it. And so have our adversaries. Could you imagine if Putin had, or some fucking
North Korean
third
dictator
country
guy?
warlord, yeah,
Right.
North Korea,
Right.
reverse engineered some world-shattering technology, that's fucking terrifying. People need to know.
It definitely can be.
And to what end? And to what risk to the United States? Who knows? It's a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
Critics contend, and I wholeheartedly agree, that excessive classification damages public trust. It restricts scientific progress and hinders national security decision-making.
100,000%. This
Yes.
goes back to Galileo saying that the Earth revolves around the sun thing. Like, that's exactly what this is.
That's what happens when you leave critical information siloed and unexamined.
Mm-hmm.
If declassified, the data within Immaculate Constellation could offer profound insights into advanced aerodynamics, propulsion systems, and the potential origins of these phenomena, while also addressing safety and security concerns surrounding UAP encounters, of which it seems there are plenty of concerns.
Yeah.
It's important to note that Immaculate Constellation operations reportedly involve the aggregation of information from multiple advanced sources, including high-resolution satellite imagery, military-grade sensors, FLIR footage or infrared footage, infrared radar systems, and human intelligence reports from trained observers like military pilots and naval personnel. These are not reports from Joe Bob the pig farmer in the backwoods of Mississippi armed with a Polaroid camera from 1973. No, this is data recorded on some of the world's most sophisticated equipment and or data reported by highly trained individuals. And these data sources span diverse environments, including low Earth orbit, the upper atmosphere, standard aviation altitudes, and maritime regions, particularly near sensitive military installations and near nuclear facilities.
Yes, and airports too, I believe that was.
Airports as well, Yep. During the hearing, witnesses testified that Immaculate Constellation utilizes cutting-edge image and detection technologies such as multispectral and hyperspectral imaging to gather detailed visual and thermal data. This allows the program to document UAPs in extraordinary detail and in color, including their shapes, flight dynamics, and thermal signatures. Examples of UAPs reportedly cataloged include spherical orbs with unusual flight patterns, disc-shaped objects exhibiting advanced propulsion capabilities, and triangular or irregularly shaped phenomena that defy conventional aerodynamics, science as we know it, physics as we know it.
Right.
So I want to look closer at each of these amazing UAP incidents as outlined in the Immaculate Constellation document.
Okay.
But just to give you a taste, just a little,
A nibble.
One reported incident described an orb-like UAP actively disrupting an F-22 fighter jet's operations, essentially forcing this highly advanced jet out of its patrol area. Another incident involved a sphere descending from high altitude to hover just above a U.S. Navy nuclear aircraft carrier, demonstrating behavior inconsistent with known aircraft or natural phenomena. I mean, just amazing stuff. Spielberg-type shit.
Legit, yeah. I mean, those were weird shapes in that movie, too, you know.
They really were.
Those were bizarre ships, a lot of lights, a lot of, hey, we're here, kind of bravado showiness.
Yeah.
But it's
good point. Yeah, the bravado showiness, right.
Yeah, it's starting to look like, the only difference between that and this is that there's a wholesome wanting of communication between both the aliens and the government in that movie.
Yeah.
That is clearly not visible here in our reality. That's the only real difference.
Not yet.
Right, not yet. Yeah. We can hope.
We could have our fingers crossed.
Right.
And keep in mind, if just one of these following incidents that we're going to talk about, just one of them is true, world-changing implications. Right there.
Yeah.
Change the world.
Or at least it should be.
Yeah. All right. So the first round of sightings I want to talk about comes from the highly sophisticated equipment we just mentioned. High-resolution satellite imagery, military-grade sensors, FLIR, hyperspectral imaging, stuff like that. And the report, Immaculate Constellation, refers to this data set as U.S. government imagery intelligence. U.S. government imagery intelligence. So the first report, the first actual UAP sighting that we want to go through is called the CENTCOM cuboid formation of metallic orbs. Now, so you know, CENTCOM, or United States Central Command, is a key military organization responsible for safeguarding and advancing U.S. interests across the Middle East, Central and South Asia, as well as all those surrounding waterways. Okay? Mm-hmm. So the government is in possession of full-motion video and forward-looking infrared footage, or FLIR footage, captured during daylight hours that depicts a formation of approximately 12 metallic orbs skimming the ocean surface at high speeds before dispersing in multiple directions. The orbs, each measuring between 3 and 6 meters, or 9.8 to 19.7 feet, in diameter. These are big fucking orbs.
Yeah.
These are big things. They exhibited rapid and agile movements incompatible with any known aerospace vehicles. In the initial segment of the footage, the orbs flew in a tight cuboid-shaped formation, like a cube, right? Cuboid. Yeah. The formation consisted of 3 vertical square arrangements of about 4 orbs each, organized into a 3-pronged configuration that appeared cube-like when viewed from a distance. On FLIR imagery, all the orbs were white-hot, contrasting against the black, cold ocean surface below. Each orb exhibited faint atmospheric distortions around itself, along with the visible heat shimmer or contrail that trailed behind as they moved. The metallic orbs maintained their cube-like formation over the ocean for a period before abruptly breaking into pairs. Most of the orbs ascended rapidly, gaining altitude and accelerating to speeds that exceeded the tracking capabilities of the sensor platform. However, 2 of the orbs continued along the original trajectory of the large formation and remained under observation. This display of advanced maneuvering and speed underscores the anomalous natures of the orbs and their apparent capabilities. So that's the first sighting in this report.
Yeah.
Massive orbs doing crazy shit over the ocean for an extended period of time. On their own propulsion system.
Right, playing Ride of the Valkyries.
So, right. Seeming to, I don't know, the way it distorts the air around them. I don't know if that's part of its.
Well, remember, I don't remember the episode or the context behind this, but there was a time when we talked about aliens, and we talked about how the flying saucer shaped ones, especially, how they look. It looks bizarre the way they fly. Mm-hmm. They don't fly like in an aerodynamic way, so the wind doesn't hit them as much and therefore resist their whatever, because they don't have a propulsion the way we think of our aircraft. Right. The way they do is that they fall straight down. They look like a whole saucer the whole time. They almost look like they're not moving. It's like everything else is moving around them. And I think what we mentioned then, I don't know how I brought this up at the time, but is that what it's doing, hypothetically, is that the saucer is bending gravity around it.
Almost like it's falling forward or something. Or
right. So it's constantly falling in the direction it wants to go at rapid speeds with precision and turning, because if gravity can be manipulated in a certain diameter, right, a certain area, you can switch and go in a direction impulsively if you want. And that's why they can do maneuvers that are impossible for us to copy, right? I remember that being a thing. And I remember also that can probably warp the outer edges of the air around it.
I would guess, right?
Right. That seems like a conceivable thing. This is where my scientific mind stops because I don't have one. But I feel like that sounds right.
So that's what maybe is happening here.
Right. That's my theory on this one. Mm-hmm.
It's weird shit.
What did we talk? You remember when we talked about that? What was that for?
I mean, we did a 3-part series.
We've done a lot of alien
extraterrestrials
stuff,
and UFOs. So. Yeah, we've done so much.
Yeah, you're right. Impossible to tell. It was a long time ago.
If anyone out there remembers, let us know.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So it moves on. It gets stranger. This is another report from CENTCOM. Okay. Mm-hmm. This one's called "Fast Mover Observed Over Sensitive Facilities." Fast mover. So there exists FLIR footage that captured a small to medium-sized oval-shaped UAP moving at high speeds and flying close to the surface of the ocean. The recording begins during routine surveillance of a sensitive coastal facility when the UAP suddenly enters the frame, flying swiftly above this coastal area. It's never named exactly where.
Right.
But I explained what CENTCOM was and what it oversees. So.
Yes.
The oval UAP then executes a sharp, rapid turn towards the ocean where it's tracked by the surveillance platform. It continues to fly low over the open ocean at an exceptionally high speed before the tracking system loses it. Just blows past the tracking system. Gone.
Right.
Weird.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of video accounts on this, right?
Yes, there is.
On
This
this
is
one?
all video. Do we have it?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have it. That's what I mean. Sorry, I meant to say the public.
This is not available.
Doesn't
it is
have it.
not available.
Not yet, anyway.
All it is written report.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only seen it written. Do you expect this kind of stuff to be revealed at some point?
I don't... man. A 13-minute video of a UAP coming out of the ocean, I don't think we'll ever fucking see that.
No?
I wish to God we would.
Because it's long or because it's showing sensitive
I think
stuff?
it's just so because people could right now still say, yeah, right. But you put it in someone's face.
So that's past the Rubicon? That crosses it?
I mean...
That's what you think?
I think so.
I mean, it's a legit question. I mean, it's you might be
and
right.
I think this
you
is part of the problem with disclosure is that some people would make them lose their fucking minds.
But we can't also dictate our lives based on a few people that will lose their damn minds. Right?
But unfortunately, those
It's like saying John Lennon shouldn't have sang those songs and then he wouldn't have gotten killed by that crazy kook. That makes no
Good
sense.
point. John
that makes no fucking sense.
Mark Chapman.
Yeah. That makes no sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Now, this is from something called Indo-PACCOM. Indo-PACCOM, and it's called Intelligence Vessels Observing a Reproduction Vehicle.
What's that?
So I'm assuming a reproduction vehicle is reverse engineered technology, I think.
Yeah.
But, so you know, Indo-PACCOM, or United States Indo-Pacific Command, is a unified combatant command within the U.S. Armed Forces tasked with protecting and advancing U.S. interests across Asia-Pacific region.
Okay.
So this is coming from the Asia-Pacific region from Indo-PACCOM. Now, the government is in possession of infrared footage and imagery that reveals a grouping of vessels conducting signals intelligence and measurement and signal intelligence operations at night in a specific region of the Pacific Ocean. During this surveillance, a large equilateral triangle UAP suddenly appears, boom, directly overhead the ships. The UAP features 3 bright lights at each of its corners and is observed to slowly rotate on its horizontal axis. As it rotates, the UAP reveals a horizontal bar of sweeping lights. Intelligence analysts of this event identifies the UAP as a reproduction vehicle and concludes that the vessels were likely aware of the reproduction vehicle's frequent activity in the area. Almost like the vessels were there for that reason, to observe this thing. This conclusion is supported by the pre-positioning of advanced foreign collection assets at the precise location and time of the sighting. The reproduction vehicle hovers and rotates approximately 500 to 1,000 meters, or about 1,640 to 3,281 feet above the ocean, for a brief period before vanishing.
Right.
The footage ends immediately after its disappearance. Now, it never explains in the document exactly what an RV or a reproduction vehicle is, but it's basically a reproduction of something else.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking reverse engineering. Who's doing the reverse engineering, and how did our military assets, know it was going to be there at that time in that space? It doesn't say. I don't know. I have no answers.
Right.
But it's fucking weird. Again, it's weird. This is another one from Indo-PACCOM. It's called the Equilateral Triangle UAP Shadowing an Unaware Vessel. Infrared footage on government networks captures an equilateral triangular-shaped UAP, roughly the size of a fighter jet, hovering less than 200 meters, or 656 feet, above a vessel at night, again in the Pacific Ocean. Intelligence analysts identify the UAP as, again, an RV, a reproduction vehicle, or, in this one, they also referred to it as an ARV, an alien reproduction vehicle of unknown origin.
Right.
The footage shows no indication that the vessel is aware of the UAP's presence directly overhead. 2 lights on the underside of the ARV or RV are clearly visible, while a 3rd light is obscured due to the object's slightly upward angle of orientation. The UAP maintains altitude and bearing throughout this whole observation, creating a mysterious and unnerving scene. So these ships that are out there, they have radar.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it out.
Great, Nate.
But it seems that they were completely unaware of what was going on right above their heads.
And radar would show that, right?
I would assume.
Right, it's like it's
cloaking.
360, right? An all-around kind of sphere kind of thing. It doesn't just go straight back, goes up and down
I'm
too.
assuming, yes, absolutely.
Me too. I'm assuming. Sounds
Could
right.
be wrong, I guess.
No,
but
you're
yeah,
right.
Like you said, it sounds right.
Right. I mean, that's like a logical leap. I don't know. I'm obviously fascinated by what they're keeping away. Particularly, I'm really interested in their collusion with private companies, private mega companies that must have some fingers in some of these pies because of the costs regarding reverse engineering and testing these things. I do feel like some of it could lead to that, and obviously they're not going to mention it here. I don't know if we'll ever know that answer, but it does seem like that's what they're keeping away on purpose too, like other people involved, not just federally speaking or militarily speaking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say about this one.
Nothing to say. It's just like, wow. It's nothing to say. This is another one from the Pacific or Indo-PACOM. Mm-hmm. This is a large disk using clouds for concealment.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
So there exists overhead persistent infrared footage that captures a large saucer-shaped UAP emerge from a dense cloud formation. The saucer appears black hot against a white cold background in the thermal imagery, with visible atmospheric disturbances caused by its movement. Measuring approximately 200 to 400 meters, or 656 to about 1,312 feet in circumference, again, huge.
Huge.
The UAP features symmetrical concavities on its upper surface. The footage shows the saucer emerging at a shallow upward angle, traveling towards the outer atmosphere. After breaching the cloud cover, the UAP abruptly reverses direction, partially descending back into the cloud formation before accelerating rapidly out of frame. During its retreat, the saucer becomes partially obscured by the cloud tops. The evasive nature of its maneuvers suggests that the UAP became aware that it was being watched by a space-based surveillance system.
Wow.
Whew. Man, is that cool. That is that reminds me like some Independence Day shit.
It is kind of like
right?
Yeah. It is like an Independence Day, although that was bad news.
Yeah, that didn't work out well.
No. Oh, I mean, it did work out for us. I guess
Randy
we
Quaid,
win.
it did.
I mean, we won at the end. I mean, but that's not what I meant by that.
I gotcha.
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay, man.
Yeah.
This is mind-blowing stuff. It's last one out of Indo-PACOM.
Okay.
Boomerang UAP, documented by pilot and sensors. So FLIR footage captured a swept boomerang shape, they called it. Swept boomerang shaped UAP, maneuvering at an indeterminate altitude off the eastern coast of a country. The UAP is tracked against a cloud backdrop by the sensor suite of the observing aircraft. During the footage, the UAP exhibits rapid deceleration, coming to a stationary hover. Following this, a sphere of light is emitted from the junction of the boomerang's two wings.
Okay.
This sphere expands and begins to rotate, partially engulfing the UAP in a luminous dynamic field. The recording ends shortly after this event, leaving the object's subsequent behavior or trajectory unknown.
Okay.
So let's dissect this just a little bit.
Are you imagining this boomerang aircraft flying like a boomerang, like it's spinning? Because I was.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know if that's very practical.
No, that's a legit known shape for UFO, the boomerang-shaped UFO. That's a classic.
But I imagine when they're saying, oh, it's boomerang-shaped saucers flying above me, I'm imagining it.
That's a fun saucer, dude.
Right? That's a party saucer, right? That's where all the fun is had.
I want to talk about this sphere that comes out of this thing. Because it says the sphere expands, rotates, partially engulfing the UAP in a luminous, dynamic field. Think about the stories that are coming out of New Jersey of these UAPs and the orbs.
And their glow.
And they glow.
Yeah.
We said in that Jersey drone episode that one of the theories is the orbs is some sort of cloaking mechanism,
mechanism, yeah.
to hide these drones, dude. I mean,
it's wild.
Shit.
Also, like, again, it makes us, it begs the question: is this coincidence? This report, the way these things are acting, based on what we're reading to you right now, from Immaculate
Constellation.
I almost said conception, which I know is wrong. I'm like, it doesn't feel like a coincidence. Also, doesn't. But I mean, luckily, it does make me feel a little better that the drones are not a foreign nation trying to spy or attack us.
Hopefully,
I don't know why that's worse. But
if it is, it's terrible.
I feel like that's worse than aliens, or the repercussions of that would be worse for humanity, maybe in general, than aliens. Like aliens, I can forgive aliens. They're trying to suss us out, trying to test us. But yeah, it's why I feel like it can't be a coincidence. I'm not convinced that it's not. That that it is a coincidence. Yeah.
So you're into this?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
So we're leaving Indo-PACOM. Now we're getting reports from NORTHCOM.
Okay.
And I love this one. This one's called the jellyfish UAP.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
Observed crossing the U.S.-Mexico border, Oscar.
Mm-hmm. I ordered that, but it never came. I think it got stuck down there.
So NORTHCOM, for those of you who don't know, United States Northern Command, Department of Defense organization tasked with defending the United States and its interests. Its mission is to protect the homeland, safeguard the American people, preserve national power, and ensure freedom of action. NORTHCOM's responsibilities include the defense of Alaska and the continental United States, as well as coordination with the defenses of Canada, Mexico, and the Bahamas. NORTHCOM. FLIR footage captured an irregularly shaped UAP flying across the southern U.S.-Mexico border. Infrared imagery revealed the object as mottled, that's M-O-T-T-L-E-D, mottled with irregular hot and cold emissions. And its appearance was likened to a jellyfish or a floating brain with hanging appendages or tentacle-like features. I've seen this footage. This footage does exist.
Oh, this one does?
Fuck yeah, it does.
This is the one I haven't seen any of these.
It's wild. So, okay.
Is that a description accurate, or would you say more of a squid? Because all hanging things, it kind of feels like it could be a squid too, or cephalopod of some kind. But jellyfish is better.
Jellyfish or floating brain, yeah, that's pretty spot on. The report, yeah, that's right. That does it right. Now the UAP exhibited extraordinary behavior, flying against the wind with no visible means of propulsion. Despite its organic jellyfish-like appearance, the object displayed unnatural rigidity and its movements and flight path, skimming geographic features with precision at this relatively low altitude. The UAP closely resembles a class of anomalous objects previously observed near Department of Defense facilities in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now that's the video that's available, what was captured over in the Middle East. This U.S.-Mexico one isn't available.
Oh, okay.
But you can find the Iraq one.
Right. Same shape.
Yeah.
Right.
Wild. A compilation video on the U.S. government networks sourced from DoD force protection and theater intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance assets includes footage of this event for comparison. So they're comparing the one on our southern border to the one in the Middle East. The striking similarities suggest a recurring pattern of encounters with this class of UAP in strategically significant regions. Now, nicknamed the jellyfish UFO, this UAP had a glowing, translucent structure with shapes, resembling appendages, possibly caused by light or an electromagnetic glow. Witnesses described its smooth, jellyfish-like movements that defied normal aerodynamics. its silent flight and surveillance-like behavior added to its mysterious nature. The U.S.-Mexico border, with its strategic significance and advanced monitoring tools, likely draws attention from programs like Immaculate Constellation, which study the UAPs, of course.
Right.
Now, this sighting highlights border areas as key locations for UAP activity due to overlapping civilian and military monitoring. The object's behavior suggests advanced propulsion, possibly using electromagnetic or anti-gravity technology. Its effortless directional changes and glowing appearance might result from ionized gases or even an advanced energy source, pointing to highly sophisticated engineering. Go out and look up that Iraq one.
I will definitely be looking that up immediately
weird.
after this recording. Yes, it's wild. I like how it's looking at it, kind of calling it like a sentry. Like it's surveilling.
Oh, yeah, right. Sentry. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, where did it come
checking the
from? Where's it
perimeter.
going? What's it doing?
The footage that we do have, is that because it came from a non-American side, the footage? I wonder.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure what the source of that Iraq one is.
Because if it was from a different source, it was leaked or airtight enough not to be declassified, right? So, or classified. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm curious if this one's available. Why not the rest, right?
Yeah. Well,
it must be that.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it did come from a foreign
right.
place. Yeah, because not much is getting out of this Immaculate Constellation.
I mean, you saw the video, right? So, does it look? What does it look like? It's
jellyfish. Yeah, it does.
No, I'm sorry. The camera. Like, where does it look like it's coming from?
Comes from up above.
Oh, okay. So, like satellite, maybe, or aircraft.
I don't want to talk out of turn, but
yeah.
I want to say it was like from a helicopter or something like that was observing this.
Is there noise?
It could have been a plane too.
No
sound.
Because you would hear the engines.
I'll remind me to put it in the show notes. I'll just put a link in there. I'll try.
Oh, yeah. That's probably good. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Don't let me forget. So, picture of whiskey, Iraq.
I got the picture.
Iraq jellyfish. Okay. All right. So, Northcom again. There's another Northcom report. This one's called Supersonic Range Fowler Intercepts USN Fighter. FLIR footage and radar data document a supersonic UAP of unknown origin conducting a head-on intercept of a U.S. Navy fighter operating off the eastern seaboard. The UAP is first observed emerging from a cloud bank at high speed, rapidly closing the distance to the Navy aircraft. It executes a near pass over the left side of the cockpit, the U.S. Navy fighter's cockpit, creating a dramatic and potentially hazardous encounter. Radar data from the incident provides key information on the UAP's speed, heading, and elevation as it approached the fighter. And that's it.
Okay.
And that's it. Now, there does exist out there, and I don't know if this is the footage this one is talking about, this Northcom instance is talking about, but you see from a cockpit, it's a propeller plane, which makes me think this might be different.
Right.
But you see, coming from the clouds way off in the distance, there's this little dot, and all of a sudden, this ship, this weird, almost like an orb with wings, flies right by this cockpit, and you see it as plain as fucking day, dude.
It's crazy.
It's the wildest thing. But I don't know if this is it because, like I said, that one had a propeller. This doesn't mention if it had a propeller or not.
Right.
So it says a U.S. Navy fighter. I'm assuming a fighter wouldn't have a propeller. I don't know.
Well, I assume
2024.
I assume not, yeah.
But anyway. Now this one's from Southcom. This is the last meter equipment report. Now this is from Southcom. This is called Tic Tac UAP detected near vessel by space-based asset. Okay, see, this is what I'm saying with fucking drones in New Jersey. We have space-based assets capturing this shit.
Yeah.
Being cataloged and data collected. And we can't figure out where these things are fucking taking off from? These drones?
I really
Stop
find this hard to... Yeah.
Just stop it.
I don't understand. I can't imagine that there is no satellite pointing down on New Jersey from the first few reports that were legit.
Yeah.
And it's been over a month now.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time this comes out,
It
it'll
is
be
over,
like...
yeah.
Yeah, wow. I can't imagine there's nothing like looking out over there. Like, come on.
There is, dude.
We're not idiots.
There is. There is.
From on top, there's no way there's like 5 satellites looking down, even a foreign satellite. Like, what is happening over there? Let's just look at the coastline the whole time, see what's coming in and out. How do we not know?
Exactly.
Bullshit.
Thank you.
Bullshit.
All right. So Southcom, in case you didn't know, the U.S. Southern Command is a unified combatant command within the Department of Defense, tasked with overseeing security, cooperation, and operations in Central and South America, as well as the Caribbean. Its area of responsibility spans 31 countries and 12 dependencies or areas of special sovereignty, covering approximately 1/6 of the world's landmass. That's what Southcom does.
That's
That's
a lot.
what it is and
That's a
does.
lot of space there. Yeah.
It is. Now, in this one, both overhead persistent infrared imagery and measurement and signature intelligence documented a tic-tac-shaped UAP, UFO, pass over an area of the Atlantic Ocean. The UAP maneuvers near local cloud cover, and its movements are accompanied by correlated electromagnetic signatures captured by other sophisticated sensors. In the available footage, the Tic-Tac UAP rapidly crosses the field of view as it moves over the ocean. A vessel in the vicinity shows no observable reaction to the UAP, but its spatial and temporal proximity to the UAP's trajectory suggests potential foreknowledge of the event by intelligent assets.
What?
So wordy.
No,
I know,
okay.
it's
No,
so
okay.
wordy. So basically, it's saying that, okay, all these sophisticated pieces of equipment captured this UAP shaped like a tic-tac, which we've seen tic-tac UFO videos already, right, for a few years now. These highly sophisticated pieces of equipment captured this tic-tac UFO skimming over the Atlantic, but it also appears at the same time that this vessel knew it was going to be there, but no further explanation.
Right.
Our asset, our vessel, right, U.S. vessel, knew that it was going to be there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Okay, so that's the end of the mechanical data gathering of UAP phenomena. Now we're going to get into the human intelligence reporting,
Yes.
or what the document refers to as defense human intelligence reporting. Okay?
A shorthand of that is like just witnesses, bro.
High-level witnesses.
Yeah,
Right.
but witnesses. I mean, that's really what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
the difference
witness
here...
testimony.
Yes, but the difference is it's not the average U.S. citizen. These are witnesses of a certain caliber.
I guess my point ultimately is that I know that there is like a level and there's like a weird thing going on here with this, but they're people just like citizens. Like, it shouldn't make a difference if a homeless person or a president saw it. If they both saw it, they both saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I mean, I guess.
It shouldn't.
Right. But the boiled down version is just eyewitness testimony.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So according to the report and what was gathered from this human intelligence reporting, between 1991 and 2022, the most commonly observed UAP shapes in the United States data set in this human intelligence data set included spheres or orbs, discs or saucers, ovals or tic-tacs, triangles, boomerangs or arrowheads, and irregular or organic forms like the jellyfish,
Like the jellyfish,
or the brain,
right.
right? Floating brain. Among these, spheres were the most frequently reported, while triangles, boomerangs, and arrowheads were the rarest. Variations in structure were noted across these categories, such as smooth, featureless spheres and those with protuberances, saucers with or without domes, and ovals ranging from smooth surfaces to those with visible structures. Unique forms like floating jellyfish or brains, like we talked about, often with appendages, and hybrids such as cubes with spheres or ring saucers were also reported. Spheres demonstrated high maneuverability and speed, with their diverse appearances suggesting multiple functions or technologies. Disks, the second most common, were reported in traditional biconvex forms and flat configurations. Oval or tic-tac UAPs, often symmetrical or teardrop-shaped, were rarely observed before 2003, but sometimes included protrusions. Triangles, they're rare, were typically equilateral, with occasional vertical stabilizers or elongated or isosceles variants. Boomerang and arrowhead UAPs, both symmetrical, varied in aspect ratios and wing shapes. Irregular and organic shapes, including shape-shifting forms, were among the rarest and most complex, featuring dynamic projections or unusual combinations of geometric and fluid designs. It's weird. The range of shapes and features suggest a wide variety of missions, origins, and or technological capabilities unique to these UAPs.
Right. Also, how do you begin describing this? How do they come up with that, the fluid thing? I don't even know how to... If I see this, I'm like, alien. That's all I got. I don't know what to say.
Not normal.
Right. It's spinning weird. What shape is that? I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but it's not normal.
The rhombus has nothing on that shape.
Yeah. They get really nitty-gritty with this stuff, which is cool. I like it.
It's cool. Yeah, it is.
Sucks to read.
I wonder...
and try
right. I wonder how much of this is their training, being able to describe these things as well as they have done, or if it's something that they get debrief until they get it right, trying to access these memories. I'm not saying through hypnosis or torture or nothing like that, but like being asked over and over again, being detailed, being able to ask the right questions to get these details out.
Yeah.
Because I imagine that's probably the most likely scenario. Because when you first see it and you start describing it, chances are you're not going to describe it as accurately as we're reading right now.
Yeah.
Right away, anyway.
True.
Right.
True.
Right. You probably spend a few times on it. You get asked again, spend a day away from it, come back, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to say. That's for sure. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right. This first witness testimony is called Close Encounter Experienced by CVN Flight Deck Personnel. Now, during night duty in the Pacific Ocean again, aboard a U.S. Navy nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, that's what a CVN is, flight deck personnel reported a close encounter with the spherical UAP of medium to large size. The incident began when a small orangish-red sphere was observed maneuvering at high altitudes above the nuclear carrier. Moments later, the UAP rapidly descended to a position approximately 100 to 200 yards, or 300 to 600 feet, above the flight deck, maintaining altitude and matching the carrier's speed as it moved across the ocean. Personnel described being or experiencing altered perceptions of time during the encounter. The UAP emitted a soft orange-reddish light that appeared intensely luminous, but strangely did not illuminate the ocean or the flight deck below it. Observers noted the surface of the UAP was dynamic and resembled this rolling surface of the sun. Despite its proximity, the UAP exhibited no aggressive behavior and maintained a steady position over the carrier for an indeterminate period. Eventually, the UAP ascended rapidly, disappearing high above the carrier. Witnesses reported feeling as though they had snapped out of a trance, accompanied by a lingering sense of profound unease. They were scared. The incident report concluded by noting that the aircraft carrier did not respond to what some personnel perceived as a threat, a hostile interception.
Real quick, the unease thing, because you get that a lot from testimonies way before they started declassifying it, from the first reports, right?
Yeah.
You hear that a lot, not every time, but a lot. Well, what do you think that is, the unease?
So the first thing this made me think of, we've done a lot of research into Skinwalker Ranch.
Yes, we did.
And we did, 2 episodes on that. And the first time I heard mention of spherical UFOs, in those days, they were UFOs,
Right.
Causing unease or terror among observers was on Skinwalker Ranch. I think the orbs were black in that case, I believe, with some sort of fluidity to it, just like this.
Okay.
And these people, it just gave this overwhelming sense of dread and unease and fear over on Skinwalker. That's exactly what this reminded me of.
I do remember that. Remember that from that same episode, the Uinta Basin, one of the people there were, in his mind, urged not to go outside. Remember that?
I do.
It was like a fear, a dread that he was feeling, and it said to not go outside because something would happen to him.
Yeah.
And he listened. But at some point, that was after he had listened, I think, or somebody else had listened to go outside and then come back in and couldn't remember anything that happened to him.
Yeah.
Remember that? It's like, I wonder if that's similar too.
But to your point, what's causing it?
Well, I was going to talk about the unease in general, because it could be said that the unease could be not that this alien stuff activity is nefarious. Maybe it's more common for humans or animals, really, in general, to feel unease towards the unknown.
Right.
Like when you approach an animal that's not used to humans, maybe, or think like that, right? Or a cat that's not used to you, and you approach it, it's careful. Its first thing is fear or defense or anger, right? Common things that we do as well. Humanity does the same thing. We destroy typically what we don't understand, right? Or we fear it at the least, and almost all fear comes, or all anger comes from some kind of shame or fear. So it's okay. I won't tell anybody. And I wonder, so could that unease be this, or could it be that what it does to us, like it makes us, or could it be nefarious? I guess I don't know.
I'm kind of liking where you're going. It's almost like existential dread.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's better.
Like existential
that's
dread.
Better.
Like what I'm seeing right now just literally shifted my entire worldview, and I'm not prepared for that, and it makes me freak out, sort of thing.
Yeah, like a bad trip.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like you.
Well, yeah, like a trip. I mean, they said they lost time on this one.
Yeah, I mean, what would happen if you lost time? You
freak out.
You woke up tomorrow and it's 2 days later. How do you maybe not that crazy, but yeah. It must be that. Yeah, I wonder if it's just a natural response as opposed to something that we actually should be fearing. I mean, maybe both. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. I've never been in this situation. I couldn't. I don't know.
Knock on wood, you're not, I guess, because that'll be a big fear for you.
Yeah, I hate those little green bastards.
Mm-hmm.
But
They're
tell me everything.
blue.
I want to know. I do want to know. This one's pretty cool. This one is called, and we're still again on human intelligent reports. Metallic orbs intercept F-22 during Continental United States Air Surveillance Mission.
Mm-hmm.
While conducting a routine airspace surveillance and control mission in the Eastern Air Defense Sector, an F-22 Raptor pilot encountered multiple unidentified anomalous phenomena at mission altitude. The pilot observed several metallic orbs, each slightly smaller than a sedan, hovering in place. As the F-22 moved to intercept, a smaller group of these orbs accelerated rapidly towards the aircraft. Despite their presumed hostile intent, the pilot was unable to establish radar locks on the UAPs. So he was going to fire, but his radar wouldn't lock.
Wow. Because of its quickness or something else?
Probably something else.
Something technologically that we just couldn't, it was too sophisticated.
Right.
For us.
Now, as this situation escalated, the F-22 was intercepted and surrounded by approximately 3 to 6 metallic orbs. The orb maneuvered within 12 meters of the cockpit, positioning itself starboard from the cockpit, from the aircraft. It maintained a fixed spatial orientation relative to the F-22, precisely mirroring its movements and maintaining its position despite the pilot's attempts to evade using multiple rolls and maneuvers. The UAP formation boxed in the F-22, and forced it to abandon its mission area. Under the apparent escort of the metallic orbs, the F-22 exited the operational zone, unable to re-engage or resume its mission.
That's so wild.
Now, just so you're aware, the F-22, the F-22 Raptor, is widely considered to be an excellent fighter jet, often regarded as the most advanced and capable air superiority fighter in the world due to its stealth technology, high maneuverability, supercruise capability, and advanced avionics, making it extremely difficult to detect and engage in combat. The orbs were able to easily outmaneuver and get the best of this thing, the most highly capable fighter jet in the world. Think about that.
It does seem like a great non-harmful way, almost like Gandhi-esque way to like get this guy out of their territory. Like instead of engaging with this thing, killing the pilot or whatever.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like just freak them the fuck out to leave the area where we're doing something, or then we don't want them to see what we're doing. You know, that's one way to do it. It's almost like when your older brother or whatever, starts copying what you say just to annoy you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say. Anything you say, it's come back to you. It's like a harmless danger or harmless fun.
Yeah.
Harmless way to get someone at you or get someone mad at you.
Right.
Yeah, it feels like that a little bit. It's kind of nuts.
It's very nuts.
It also reminds me of this is weird, but it is alien in nature. Have you seen Annihilation? We talked about this.
Yes, I read the book too.
In the third act of that film, Natalie Portman's character makes it to the lighthouse, and she encounters a being.
Mm-hmm. The
being, before copying her,
that's right.
starts copying her movements exactly.
100%.
Follows her around, almost like playing with it, but also kind of like trying to understand the movements too. This reminds me of that.
Okay.
So I don't know why.
Weird, yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Wow. Yeah, it's. I don't know.
I don't.
I'm just moving on.
Yeah.
Because what is there to say?
Yeah. We got to eat breakfast at some point.
Yeah. UAP breaches perimeter of sensitive military facility is the next one.
Yeah.
At a military airfield on the eastern seaboard, ground personnel reported a late-night intrusion by a small, dark, spherical UAP flying at a low altitude. The object exhibited visual signature management, appearing as a blurry sphere surrounded by distorted or bent light. The distortion created the effect of a heat haze or misty aura radiating around the sphere.
Okay.
Personnel who observed this UAP experienced physical discomfort, including eye strain, headaches, and an overwhelming sense of dread while watching the dark sphere. Dude, I mean, Skinwalker.
Yeah.
Dark sphere.
Yeah.
The UAP was first seen slowly crossing the runway and moving towards a sensitive area of the facility. It hovered briefly above a cluster of ground equipment before continuing toward a building within the restricted zone. The UAP floated near the building for a short time before abruptly disappearing. Ground personnel were unable to determine the exact duration of the encounter, but estimated it lasted between 10 and 15 minutes. It's a long time.
It's an age. That's like compared to these things and how fast they're away from us after we see them. Do you think there's a lot of... I mean, we don't know. We never will know. This is all hypothetical. I mean, I wish in my lifetime we could find out, but as to why they're attracted to military installations, both secret and non-secret, I originally went with the thought that, well, it makes sense. That's where all our most sophisticated aircraft carriers are.
Weapons.
And the training and the weapons. So their curiosity makes sense for that. Not to mention they probably see us land there after spotting us in the air, right? In there,
true. Yeah.
Maybe as they're flying, like, hey, what is that thing? Now I'm thinking, like, this is weird. Could it be that we meaning humanity, has some of their compatriots in prison, so to speak? Like we have things of theirs and they want them back, and this is how they're protesting?
According to this panel, we have their technology.
Because, okay, so what if they want it back and we find out that's what they want? Would we give them back to them?
No, we wouldn't. No, we would never.
Really?
I don't think we would.
I mean, would you?
The U.S. is too stubborn.
If you're in charge, would you?
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yes,
Maybe.
It should be yes.
I mean,
because we don't know what they'll do.
as long as they teach us the technology, then here, have it.
They don't have to. They don't have. We stole it. We don't have to do anything.
I would want them to teach us
It's like
the
stealing the
technology.
rake off your neighbor, and then when they ask for it back, you're like, I need $10 so you can borrow it. That's what you're saying.
I don't like that motherfucker anyway.
Right.
So
That's what
I'm
you're
just
saying.
kidding.
Right.
I would want to know how the shit works. Then here, take your craft back. I'm done.
Well, maybe we've had it for decades.
I'm finished with you.
Right. That's very selfish.
Or
I mean, it's very American. But even in this hypothetical where you would be in charge, you wouldn't give it back to them.
I don't think so. I would want to know how this stuff works.
No,
because I think
I would because I think a good relationship, and despite curiosity and how much time we've had with this material, decades in our laboratories, I think it's a good friendship, especially of this caliber, is much more important.
I don't know.
Much more important. I'm trying to think long term here. This is long term.
Clean, free energy is something we need.
We have no idea.
I would want to know how that shit works.
We have no idea. And plus, we would never implement it. If we had it, we would have done it.
I would want to know how their technology works.
Yeah.
Then they could have it back.
I wouldn't sacrifice a potential truce or a good relationship with beings that can completely probably destroy us since they met us. They found us in our home turf.
They could.
Why would I jeopardize that?
Well, they haven't done it for a reason. I don't know.
No,
They haven't annihilated us.
And so far, the only thing we got going for us is that we're too ignorant to know what they want yet.
Or
that might be the only thing that's saving us.
Maybe we do know what they want. We're too low on the totem pole to know.
Oh, that's also possible. You're right. They could have had that whole Mount Sinai thing we mentioned and then Close Encounters, right? That's the government talking to the aliens, right? They set up a whole language with lights. You're right. That could have happened.
There was an exchange program.
Right. That could have happened. You're right.
In
You're
that
right.
movie.
But I feel like that's less likely.
I don't know. I want to know.
Yeah, I know.
I want to know.
Yeah.
All right. So after reading all of these just incredible sci-fi-like reports of intense UAP activity, we can make some general conclusions about them.
Mm-hmm.
The reported observations mentioned in the Immaculate Constellation document describe unidentified objects exhibiting advanced flight and maneuvering capabilities that challenge our conventional aerodynamics and known technology. The objects demonstrated intelligent behavior, potentially autonomous or non-human controlled behavior. For example, by interacting with that F-22 Raptor fighter jet, which shows highly superior propulsion and maneuverability systems. The object's movements, including rapid descents, controlled stops, and hovering, defiance of gravity, suggest the use of fundamentally different technological paradigms, possibly inertialess motion or manipulation of gravitational and electromagnetic fields, kind of like what you were talking before about the gravitational stuff. As far as I know, just me on the lowly man on the totem pole here, humanity simply doesn't have these capabilities. Additionally, the orbs that were observed displayed seamless transition between aquatic and aerial environments, highlighting sophisticated engineering capable of overcoming challenges such as drag, structural stress, and propulsion across mediums. We call this ability to seamlessly transition between the air and water and vice versa transmedium capabilities. In other words, the ability to transition from air to submerged and vice versa without literally tearing the vehicle and its occupants to shreds. Again, as far as I know, we humans don't have that capability.
Well, if they're bending gravity, it doesn't matter. There's a layer around the spacecraft where the gravity is being bent to their will.
Whether
of course, nothing on the outside will do any difference.
Yeah.
They probably don't even breathe what we breathe, Wow. But it wouldn't matter to them.
It's wild.
They're heading in the same direction regardless. They probably, maybe just solid things, maybe, but something like fluidity, like water, something that's easy traversable for them.
It's got to be, because they're doing it.
Yeah.
Where us, it would kill us. It would destroy us.
100%.
The appearance of multiple orbs during an encounter further suggests potential for whatever this is to coordinate activity. All these phenomena underline significant security and scientific implications, including reconnaissance or interference potential, evasion of military countermeasures, and the existence of underwater counterparts, or USOs, unidentified submerged objects.
Right.
These capabilities raise concerns about monitoring and defense, particularly regarding advanced technologies that could evade detection and operate across domains. Some recurring themes in all the encounters we talked about include intelligent behavior, advanced propulsion systems, seamless transmedium operation, and potential security risks, which emphasizes the need for further technological understanding and improved monitoring of both aerial and underwater environments. The general UAP observations found in the Immaculate Constellation document, it outlines a variety of shapes and behaviors, including glowing and metallic orbs and spheres, disc or saucer-shaped crafts capable of rapid acceleration and silent operation, and triangular or boomerang-shaped objects with unusual flight patterns, often described as floating or gliding. Additionally, irregular or organic shapes have been observed that do not conform to known terrestrial design principles. For example, that jellyfish UAP. The flight characteristics of these objects include abrupt directional changes, hovering, and achieving hypersonic speeds without creating sonic booms. Our jets create sonic booms. These things don't.
No.
Many also exhibit advanced cloaking capabilities to evade radar detection, further complicating identification and study. Overall, to me, this is the frightening part. These incidents suggest the presence of technological capabilities far surpassing current human advancements, including propulsion systems without visible mechanisms, inertia-free motion, and seamless operation across multiple environments such as air and water, and potentially space. The observed behavior, such as interactions with military assets, precision maneuvers, and evasion of countermeasures, indicates intentionality, either through advanced autonomous systems or controlling intelligence, likely non-human. The origins of these objects remain unknown, with theories ranging from foreign adversaries, private entities, to non-human intelligence, or ETs. As described in Immaculate Constellation, these phenomena underscore the need for deeper scientific investigation and increased transparency to address potential threats, enhance technological understanding, and safeguard national security. The ability of these objects to evade detection and operate with impunity suggests massive vulnerabilities in current military surveillance and defense systems. If these technologies are of non-human origin, they represent a profound scientific and security challenge. If they're adversarial, meaning an enemy government, that could indicate an extraordinary leap in foreign capabilities. And that's terrible for the United States. I know this has been a long episode, kind of a heavy episode. I want to wrap this up, because believe me, we could go on and on about the things that were discussed in this bombshell hearing. Again, I suggest go watch the entire thing. But before we close, there was an interesting moment. I don't know if you remember this, Oscar, towards the end of the hearing, when Nancy Mace asked a really interesting final question of the four panelists. She asks, quote, "How would you define non-human intelligence, non-human biologics? What are we actually talking about?" Of course, the answers were intriguing, and they were varied, and they were as follows. The first to answer was Rear Admiral Timothy Gaudet. Remember, this is the foreign commander of the Naval Meteorology and Oceanography Command and the acting administrator of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. These fucking people with their titles, man.
I know.
I'm sorry, I'm trying.
You're good.
His answer to what non-human intelligence was, quote, "I don't think it's a stretch when you look at the diversity of life on this planet, the size of this universe, to think that there would be more diverse, higher-order non-human intelligences throughout the universe, and that's probably what's visiting us," end quote. Next was Luis Elizondo. Remember, this is the To the Stars Academy guy with Tom DeLonge, and that was the former director of ATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program.
Which we mentioned in our own episodes regarding aliens in the Triple Alien episode, or was that mentioned in the Skinwalker
I think
episodes?
it was Skinwalker.
I think it was Skinwalker, you're right.
Yeah.
All these things pretty much connect a lot more than you think.
Right.
Remember, folks, we've been on this case for years.
Yes.
On the record now.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Yes, we have.
What do you say?
Yes, we have. So his answer was, quote, I would take the scientific approach. The definition would be the ability to react to a stimulus in a manner that requires an intellectual thought process, end quote. Okay.
That is pretty analytical. He's like Spock.
Yeah, kind of.
Spock answer.
Yeah, I would take the scientific approach. The definition would be the ability to react to a stimulus in a manner that requires an intellectual thought process. Okay, Luis. Thank you.
Hey there, buddy.
All right there, guy. Then came Michael Schellenberger. That's the investigative journalist.
Yeah.
His answer to what is non-human intelligence was plain and simple. He answered, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Quote,
I remember
unquote.
that one.
And you got to respect that. No bullshit, no making something up. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair. And finally, I think Mike Gold had the best response to what is non-human intelligence, the question. Remember, Mike Gold was the former NASA Associate Administrator for Space Policy and Partnerships, and he's the current Chief Growth Officer at Redwine Space. His answer was, quote, I think we must be modest in our assumptions that we're looking for intelligence. That could be biological, and it might not. When Nancy Mace probed Gold further about what he meant when he said non-human intelligence might not be biological, Gold answered, quote, artificial intelligence, ML, machines, ML, machine learning.
Machine learning, yeah.
We assume that all intelligence would be like us. Every time we look out into the universe, we're humbled relative to what we don't know in terms of forms of intelligence of what it may take. I can assure you I can't answer your question, but I think the ultimate answer is going to surprise us all. Best, I think that was the best. It's going to surprise us.
It is pretty good. Also kind of creepy in a Stephen Hawking kind of way, right? Like his warning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So he
About
goes,
AI kind of feels like, are we doing this to ourselves, or is this another life form away from us, but machine learning in some fashion, like they're transformers or something?
alien AI. You transform, yeah, right.
Right, 'cause that's
that's
a race entirely made not by humans or by biological.
No, yeah,
that's biology as machines.
Ultimate advanced AI are transformers, right?
Right, that's exactly what they are.
So let's look. He says, again, I think we must be modest in our assumptions that we're looking for intelligence. That could be biological, and it might not. What do you mean by that? Then he answers, artificial intelligence, ML, machine learning, machines. We assume that all intelligence would be like us. That's the ignorance, the hubris of humanity. Everything's got to be like us, right? Every time we look into the universe, we're humbled relative to what we don't know in terms of forms of intelligence, of what it may take. I can assure you I can't answer, but I think the ultimate answer is going to surprise us all. Yeah, I love that. I think it's a great...
It is a great answer. I think they all had pretty good answers, other than maybe Elizondo. He was just analytical. But, pretty good answers. I have some important questions for you, Jay.
Oh, God.
No, not important like that.
Okay.
It's not going to blow your mind.
Whiskey.
But do you feel, personally and for the show, Supernatural Occurrence Tonight's podcast, do you feel vindicated?
Vindicated? In what form?
We've been talking about aliens for years.
Oh, yeah, it's great to finally have it come mainstream. Like, we're not tinfoil hat-wearing motherfuckers anymore, you know? Sure, absolutely.
Did you have your doubts, or were you always assured, and this just confirmed?
I think I still have my doubts, man.
Yeah.
I think I still have my
I'm
doubts.
probably there.
Because I haven't seen it.
Because, we've done so many shows on so many different topics.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider, obviously I'm pitching in here too if you want, consider doing a podcast where we take the terms, the events, the specific podcast topics that we've done in the past regarding aliens and match the descriptions we got from this declassification to those incidents we reported before to see if any of them fit
I'm going to need some AI to do that research.
I'm not saying it will
to
be
do that
easy,
cross-referencing.
but I think it'll
fun.
produce very interesting results. I mean, from our top of our memories already, we've tied Skinwalker to this.
Possibly the Jersey drone sightings to this.
Right. That's already, without even trying.
Did I cover my mouth on that one? Sorry,
No,
I
you
didn't
could.
even realize.
I mean, without even trying, we've already made a few connections to our own history on the show, which is less than 10 years old. I feel like I think that might be worth looking into. I'm not saying for the next show, just saying might be worth looking into.
I like it.
It's a nice way to tie up our past to the new future kind of thing.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's something we could look at.
Right.
Don't hold us to it, listeners. But
well, no, I'm not saying we should promise it, but I'm bringing it up.
Something we could work on. It's an interesting idea.
Just definitely want to bring that up because aliens is a big thing for us.
It is. Yes. Even though they terrify me, it is.
I think we're in the middle or at the beginning of the process of which something supernatural is just becoming natural. Right?
I like that.
We talked about that before, the nature of the word supernatural and how supernatural is just something we can't identify. We just don't know what it means.
Right.
That's all it means.
Yeah.
That's what science is. I mean, that's how they saw radiation. That's how they saw the sun at some point as something supernatural until they figured out what it was.
That's right.
That's what this is.
I love that.
And I think it's becoming natural.
I love that.
This is like the first steps. This is our version of the moon walking kind of first steps.
Like Michael Jackson moonwalking?
No, I meant going on the moon. Sorry.
Gotcha.
I meant 1963 or whatever it was. 1969, sorry. My bad. Yeah.
That would be fun.
Right.
That would be fun.
Right.
I don't know. This is yeah, and you asked me, do I believe? You asked me if I believe, right, or how I feel about it. And I said I still kind of, because I haven't seen it with my own eyes. I've seen ghosts, like I don't even know how many times. So I know they exist. I know that's real.
So
this I haven't seen myself. We saw something questionable in the sky when we were out there in Nevada near Area 51 and all that shit. But stuff like this, what we reported in this episode, I've never seen it with my own eyes, so I can't say for sure that it's real.
So what do you...
I don't see why these people lie. And the technological equipment can't lie, but I haven't seen it.
What's the difference between but you not being able to believe this because you haven't seen it with your own eyes and something that you know of that you've also never seen but you completely believe?
Religion, right? You
I wasn't going there.
That's where I jumped.
Oh, I wasn't going there. I meant
it's something you feel in your heart, it's...
I meant like
faith,
something. Yeah,
but
no, I meant something like I don't know. I
Bigfoot.
guess.
I don't know if I believe in that either.
No, something that most people just take for faith that is real. Like
I can't think of an example.
I don't know, Sistine Chapel. Like, is it actually there? Have you seen it?
Oh, I gotcha.
Like, are they just pictures we created to kind of foolishly, But that's harder to
tricky little devil.
That's harder to. Well, that's how people believe in flat Earth, right? That's how people start believing in nonsense like flat Earth, right? Because despite everything they see and everything they're told, they haven't seen it for themselves.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
So, and we call them ridiculous.
Yeah, we do.
Right? And we should.
Well deserved.
I'm fine with that. But what's the difference there? I'm trying to help you convince you.
Yeah, you got me.
I'm trying to.
I don't know.
Anyway. And interesting to think about.
These things are too big for my little mind.
It is. No, it is.
Is.
I'm not going to pretend that it's something I'm swallowing easily here. It's not.
Well, what do you think after reading or hearing all these?
Oh, I felt vindicated.
Seeing
I felt vindicated earlier in 2021. Also, a little bit
after the original report.
Yeah, but a little bit. I guess maybe I was feeling what you're feeling now. I wasn't totally convinced that this was enough, but this on top of that, yeah.
Wow.
It does help me. I feel more vindicated. It doesn't change the price of gas or anything useful,
right?
Yet or in my lifetime, but it's fun.
But if we were reverse engineer that shit.
Stop it.
Need gas anymore.
Stop it. Basically saying, let's make enemies with people with a much bigger, unforeseen gun.
Yeah. Right. Oh, man.
But that's roughly all I got because, again, this is a lot of it's both. We could go into more minutia, but I think we did a good job of that. And anything big, we kind of just did it now, and there's nothing bigger we can talk about because it's too big. It's too much to wrap our minds.
I hope we were able to give a good, digestible look at what this congressional hearing exposed. And it was a kind of rough getting through.
Yeah.
Rough writing. But I hope everyone enjoyed it.
And rough reading. Rough.
We have so many edits in this episode.
Yeah. The outtakes is going to be fun, I think.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Do we have anything else?
No, I think that's it for me, man.
I think I want to wrap this up the way we did way back in the beginning with
Yes.
keep your head up, eyes open, and question everything. Oscar, take us home.
Okay, let's test you.
Testes. 1, 2, 3.
Question mark at the end of that three? Is that what I heard?
Yes. This is you have to say Happy New Year, listeners. Hope your 2025 isn't as fucked up as my 2024 was.
Is that how we're... Yeah, I guess.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Come on, no. Let's not be negative. At least not too much. So, for Xmas, right? Every Xmas, my mom sends a text to her boys, right? Saying, all right, I need a list of 3 things from each of you for Christmas. That's how we do it now. All right. It's been like that for like almost 10 years or something. And they just stop trying to guess anymore, right? Like, just tell me 1 of 3, I'll pick one, that kind of thing. I obviously only send her Legos, right? Why would I want anything else? I'm a big believer of Christmas not being practical at all. You just get something you want that you wouldn't get for yourself. Right? That's really what I think. And then when I walked in the house a few days later, or a week later, my mom has a tree set up, of course. All the presents are underneath it. And I could immediately tell, not even by holding it, which set she got me from the box size.
You know what it
of
is?
The random boxes I saw.
First of all, it's pretty impressive. That shows your level of dedication to Legos.
Or my dorky McDorkness. But yeah.
So which one is it?
It's the Bumblebee Transformer.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And obviously I sent her 3 options.
Did you put the new Millennium or the new Death Star or whatever on it?
Oh, it's not. It won't be out till summer at best.
Or the Millennium Falcon? Anything? No.
No. The most expensive one. I mean, I'm not gonna cripple them. Well, I'm not gonna do that. So I did 3 tiers. The most expensive one was at $200. No, it wasn't. $170. It was the. Have you seen Dune? The movie Dune?
Yes, I like them.
Remember the ornithopter? That cool helicopter?
Oh, yeah.
They have a Lego set of that.
Oh, that is cool.
$170. It looks badass.
Holy fuck. How big is it once it... Yeah.
And it opens and like the wings go down and it's like a settle down mode. Damn. And so that was one. The other one was a 130 set. It was a Mario set. It's like the SNES Super Mario World. It's a Mario on a Yoshi.
Oh, wow.
And it's like this high, like that wide, but that high. And it has a little crank. And it looks pixelated like in the game. And you turn it. You make this thing. You turn it, and it like hops like in the game.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So is it Technic?
No, but it is like a gear thing. It is very much almost like tech. I mean, yeah, maybe, but they're not called tech. That's just a Mario thing. But
okay.
And then the Bumblebee, which is a real transformer. It transforms like from the car to the transformer machine. So
once it's built, you can transform it?
Yeah.
Damn.
I already have the Optimus Prime at home, and that transforms.
You got to show me a video of that or something. That's pretty cool.
I've done TikTok. Well, actually, I can show you. I can send you those TikToks now. I mean,
yes, you can.
It's been out.
We can be friends on TikTok.
I already sent you a follow. I already follow you.
Let me see. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not know how to use TikTok. I don't, and I don't put any time into learning either. So, okay.
It's a good show. It has a great ending, but it does use a lot of build up. It builds up a lot. It's
Really?
a slow burn, but it's worth it, man. That ending.
Yeah, I liked the show.
One of the best and
know why.
scariest bad guys is introduced, I think, right after you stop watching, honestly.
Are you serious?
Yeah. His name is Lalo. He's from the Mexican cartel.
Yeah,
He is badass, dude. He's like charismatic and like serial killer, like
evil
not
as
like
fuck.
cold, like fucking ice in the veins, kind of. And smart as fuck too. Yeah.
Wow. Abafanculo.
I went to Woodfield, right? The streets of Woodfield.
God, what is that like right now?
Awful.
Oh God, it's got to be.
It's awful. I went there just to, my brother invited me, and then I found out why he invited me, which is no big deal. We're brothers, it's fine. He invited me because he is on no sleep, and he has to do some Christmas shopping, and that's a far drive, and he wanted me to drive.
Are you serious?
Also, he wanted my input too to figure out, because I took my other brother as well, and we met up with Ashley, and we took Leo as well. So it was like a little family brothers thing.
Oh, nice.
And then we also had to figure out what to get our parents too. So I guess that was needed for that too.
So it's all done. Everything's done now?
Yeah. He's going to try to look for something else for my dad, clothing-wise, from a cheaper outlet mall instead of like the high-end
come
stuff
up here.
there.
To the outlet. Well,
Well,
yeah,
no,
the
there's some outlets by us in Rosemont. There's a big one there.
Oh, that's right.
He's going to go there, I think, tomorrow by himself. After he sleeps. And so I ended up doing the driving, and we found this great luggage set for my mom.
Nice.
That was really cool. On sale too. So
Even better.
and we went to the Lego store, and it was the hardest to resist the urge to increase my debt.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Good for you.
Even a small one, which I really want. No, I didn't. I
Nice.
did not. I held my composure.
Yeah, you shouldn't buy stuff for yourself around Christmas.
No,
It's just, that's a thing you shouldn't do.
I know.
And you didn't. I'm proud of
I
you.
did not. No.
It's like
I'm not proud of me.
It's like a heroin addict turning down smack. I'm
Yeah, I
proud
guess
of you.
so. Or Smackers, though, cereal. You know, Smackers is actually a gateway to real smack.
Thought you were about to drop some knowledge on me.
No, I did.
No, not at all. No.
You didn't know that, huh? I'm trying to cram as much TV as I can in movies. I'm watching a movie a day.
Oh my God.
A new movie a day. Try to cram as much as possible.
Speaking of, Heretic was good.
You liked it?
I did like it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
Very, very nifty intellectual exercise,
Yeah.
right?
I like the whole religion
How would
thing.
you test someone that believes this? How would you test? How would what do you call this? That's not atheist. How would an atheist be tested? It's kind of cool thoughts. My biggest problem with the movie, now that you've seen it, is that I wish the entire movie he didn't ever have to be violent. Like, he would rely entirely on his intelligence and his reasoning skills, because that's what he's doing, to put these people in a moral quandary of their own making by believing these stupid religions.
Yeah.
Like, I wish he didn't have to resort to being a horror movie. Like, it's so good without it. Because
No,
it takes
I
a
can see
long
what
time
you're
to get
saying
there.
now.
That's like the one thing I'm like, can you imagine? That movie would have been my top 10 if it managed to convince me of that, it would have been more challenging, but I think it would have been cooler if they pulled it off.
Yeah.
So that was like my one real regret.
I could see that.
But Hugh Grant was cool.
He was.
He was good.
He was.
Yeah.
And I like the whole one religion coming before the other, or one religion, or one story influencing the next story, Like, we have Jesus, who was virgin birth, died on this day, birthday was on this day, and we had this hawk-headed god from Egypt with the same story, and blah, 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 blah. That's always very interesting. Virgin mother, this whole thing. So, yeah, I like that. It was cool.
I went to get my car fixed finally, and my window was broken. Not broken into, just like the motor on it stopped working from the cold last year. It took me a year to fix it, but anyway. As I went there, I didn't pick it up. I was very tempted. I saw a Don Julio bottle in the snow in front of the mechanic shop.
That's one of the mechanics.
Well, but not like right in front of the door. It was like by the curb. And it was full, unopened.
Oh, wow.
And obviously in the weathers of the cold, like it has shrubbery on it. But
You think it fell out?
but it was standing up on the floor.
Oh, wow.
It was very strange.
You should have grabbed it.
Right, but I didn't.
Look, free John Julio? Why not?
Right, but I didn't, and I regret it.
I regret it.
I regret it.
I regret my choices now.
Right. Right. Come on.
He loves, Demon Slayer and stuff. He loves that. His favorite character is the boar's head guy.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It makes sense.
And
He acts like Nico, honestly.
does he really?
Fucking animal.
He
Literally, he's an animal. He's kind of an animal.
well he
Like a feral human.
a few of his toys are over there.
Yeah, I saw them all. They're all from Demon Slayer.
Yeah, but that guy specifically,
Yeah.
he's got a couple of them. So we found one. It's going to be from either the elves or Santa, but it's that guy. You could remove the boar's head, but he's sitting in such a way, like he's posing, like some sort of like Tai Chi pose, right? But he's fucking eating sushi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, dude, we got to get this. That's cool. He's
cool.
eating fucking sushi.
Yeah, he loves eating.
Or it's maybe it's a dumpling or something.
Maybe. There's definitely those
But
scenes
he's
in
eating.
the show. Yeah.
This is so wild. Yeah, we got to get it.
Yeah, he eats a lot. He's like a feral warrior. Like
That's cool.
he kind of raised himself, kind of thing, in the forest. He never knew a home. So when he was taken in by the Demon Slayer Society to be trained as a Demon Slayer, he's with the main group of people. He's part of the group. But he's a crazy wild man. He's not civilized at all.
That's awesome.
He's fucking running around,
No wonder
jumping,
he
climbing
knows them.
trees and buildings and shit left and right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense why it's his favorite character.
Yeah.
And he tries to tell me all about each character's backstory, and when
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, kid. Just, okay.
Yep. Oh yeah, I could also tell you all about him, but I won't bore you. I'll let your son do that.
Right. Because now the situation has intensified. As I said, on November 13th, 2024, so just last month, the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability held a second landmark congressional hearing, again titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, Exposing the Truth.
Yeah.
During the second historic session, the committee once again unveiled alleged classified UAP research programs, revealed previously hidden findings. Fuck, I want to start over. Another panel member was Mike Gold. Mm-hmm. Now, this guy was former NASA Associate Administrator for Space Policy and Partnerships and current Chief Growth Officer. Okay. Stigma, combating... Overhead persistent infrared imagery and measurement and signal... Oh, my God. Damn it.
It's okay. Hey,
This
this
stuff
is connected to the same edit, so no big deal.
This stuff is so wordy, dude.
Yeah.
Overhead persistent infrared imagery and measurement and signal intelligence documented.